Wet footprints glisten at dawn, a path pointing toward the horizon. On an East African shore, a girl grips her grandmother's hand. The tide cools their ankles as they step onto new ground. From these first steps, humanity fanned out across continents, adapting to ice, forest, and desert. We learned not just to find food, but to create it, coaxing grain from the soil. This surplus gave rise to villages, then sprawling cities. And with cities came new tools to organize our lives: writing, law, and money. What stitched this growing world together? It was trust. Trust codified in laws, measured in silver, and woven into the fabric of shared myths. Overland on silk roads and across oceans on monsoon winds, our world began to connect. But more than goods traveled these roads. Beliefs and ideas followed the merchants, just as paper and gunpowder passed from hand to hand. But so did devastation. In the 14th century, the Black Death moved faster than any army, reshaping societies from the ground up. This ancient history matters because the paths of trade and disease laid down centuries ago are the blueprints for our own globalized world. Then, the highways became oceans. In 1492, the Atlantic was crossed, sparking the Columbian Exchange, a collision of worlds that fused the Americas with Afro-Eurasia. Maize, horses, and smallpox traveled the seas, remaking diets, empires, and ecologies in one profound, far-reaching shock. Ink dries faster than a throne can fall. A printer's press gives voice to revolution, and the spark of curiosity, seen through telescopes and fanned in salons, ignites a fire. Enlightenment ideals of liberty and rights cross the ocean, fueling new nations. Soon, a different kind of power emerged, born of coal and steam. Factories ran through the night, their rhythms dictating the pulse of human life. This new capitalism connected distant ports, but also created new divides. The question became, who controlled the switch? Empires expanded on the back of credit and contracts, while resistance found its own tools in unions, strikes, and the printed word. The tensions would eventually pull the entire world into war. Twice. Imperial flags were planted on distant shores, but soon voices of independence answered back. The two world wars shattered empires and redrew the map of the world. In their wake, decolonization and the Cold War forged new alliances and rivalries. The United Nations offered the promise of dialogue, if not always a solution. Today, the struggles for civil rights and equality resonate across digital networks, connecting minds and markets in an instant. We now face global challenges, a changing climate, new pandemics, and waves of migration. And somewhere, a descendant of the girl who walked that ancient shoreline taps a screen, still searching for her place in it all. The story is not over. The signals of where it bends next are all around us.